No.
Oh, Daddy.
That was
like hi.
That wasn't bad, but that also wasn't like super satisfying. It sounded like to me more like a cork popping out of like a regular drink can for some reason. Is that a recovered drink called Rehab?
It is. It's Rehab Monster. You ready for this? Peach tea. Are you, dude? This stuff is so good. I love me some peach tea, though.
Damn it! I just realized. So normally I get the diet green teas. I just realized this is the full one, the regular one.
Oh shit!
Normally get the diet ones.
That's y'all, everybody, look out! Andrew's going nuts tonight. He's on that. He's on that full green tea, man.
I'm on that full sugar green tea. And if you want to be on that full sugar green tea, join us here at Black Tower Podcast, a green tea of time podcast. I mean, a Wheel of Time podcast.
So good. It's so good, right?
What, green tea? It is.
No, Black Tower Podcast. It's so good.
Yeah, not as good as green tea.
If you want to know all things Black Tower Podcast, you go to blacktowerpod.com. It's the website scrolling at the bottom right now. And if you want to know all things Black Tower Pod, The Gathering Madness, you'll go there. And you got to hurry because, yeah, there's plenty of virtual tickets. And if you want to attend virtually, cool. We love you for that. But
all the way until like October 20th on those.
But if you want to be there in the action with us, hanging and partying, then you got just a few days left to get your tickets.
Let's see how your pause game is. Going to put the schedule up for a very short amount of time. Oh, there you go.
Oh, how's your pause game? Play the pause game.
Yeah. Or just go to blacktowerpod.com/TGM and the schedule is right there. And if you have any issues reading it or whatever the case is, yes, I am. I'm always on my bullshit. I never fall off of it.
Not back on it. Still on it.
Still on it. It just varies in intensity. What just happened?
Me. I'm pushing buttons. Sorry. Hi.
Oh,
Hi.
I think. Oh yeah, that's part of like the new features. Yeah.
Yeah, we
upgraded
our stuff and we can do stuff now.
Yes, we upgraded our stuff.
They definitely didn't upgrade it for us and start charging us more.
They definitely didn't increase the features.
So kind.
Yeah. I mean, at least they sent us an email saying like, hey, this stuff changed. I'm also very confused because the live timer just reset after you did that to like a minute.
What?
On my screen.
Dude, I think it's your computer that's messed up then. I think the taint has taken, I believe your computer is taken with the taint, sir, because mine has not reset.
Well, mine did. I don't know how mine reset.
I believe.
How does mine reset to show less time live when it was showing we had more time until going live? Yours should be showing less time live.
I don't know.
You know what I think it is?
I don't know.
I think it's those gracious folks that gave us more features for taking more money. And just did it. That's what happened. They reset my timer as a warning, being like, hey, you're talking shit. Watch out.
Hey, we're listening. We're here.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Yeah. You triggered an algorithm.
And for those of you who are joining us for the first time, this is the Black Tower Podcast. We are a Wheel of Time podcast. As my compatriot has already said, my name is Josh. I currently hold the title of Soravan Mahale in the tower, but don't worry, I'm not that one. And I call forth the lightnings and sound off the storms.
And my name is Andrew. I didn't earn the title of Bajan Mahal, but I do have it in my possession.
Took it.
So it's a victory for me.
You took it with the tip of a sword. And I'm proud of you for it, sir. Proud of you, I say.
Ah, man.
Let's see. We've talked about the Gathering Madness. We've introduced ourselves. If you'd like to be a Patreon and support this channel, we do have Patreon benefits starting for as low as $1 a month. It's also really, really cool. And if you have the means, we would really appreciate that. If you don't have the means, that's cool too. You know what you can do that's totally free? Just hit the subscribe button and the like button, and you will be showing your support for the Black Tower. And we will be there to guard and defend, just as the great Lord Dragon wanted us to.
He said that once.
Who said
the
that?
second
once?
and last time he ever came to visit.
Oh yeah.
Shit, spoiler.
Hey, he said he was just going away for some milk, and he was coming right back.
I'm gonna go get some dragon milk and some dragon cookies, and I'll be right back. Some dragon cigarettes.
And he said, when I get back, we can play catch, champ.
When I get back, we can play catch with Sidine.
Catch my taint.
Oh God! I want to play an old-fashioned game of tank ball. Speaking of people who play taintball, we'll go ahead and do our spoiler warning for this episode.
Let's spoiler warning.
We didn't use this one.
Ermagerd spoilers.
You have arrived at the Black Tower. You have been deemed worthy to accept the lessons the Mahars have crafted for your edification. This will be no easy task. You will be trained. You will be tested. You will be torn asunder. You must be destroyed and made new, that the glory of the Lord Dragon may enter you and guide you into the depths of madness. You will be broken. You will be tainted. You will be spoiled. Be warned, too much taint will lead to madness. Temper your appetites, lest you be sent for a taste of my special vintage. If you do not wish to enter my beloved tower and be so spoiled, you are welcome to leave now and forever turn your back on honor, glory, and brotherhood. To leave after is to reserve your place on my tree. No deserters? Good. Then prepare. Attend your betters. You will be spoiled. Catch your man!
I love that one so much. And yes, knife hands. I feel like you were doing the knife hand while recording that.
I know he said attend your barracks. I heard attend your buttocks the first time.
I thought it was attend your betters.
Oh, maybe that is it. I don't know. Look, okay, doing this podcast only means that I can read, not that I can hear.
Yes! Knife hand.
Betters. Damn.
It was betters. I can hear. Yay! I'm not.
Attend your betters.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why the VA wouldn't give me any benefits for my loss of hearing.
Yeah,
because I didn't lose enough of it.
Issues. I just proved my issues. I'm good.
I submit this episode as evidence.
Yeah. You don't have any problems with hearing.
What?
I have it recorded for you. Oh.
We are joined by the lovely Leia. Leia in the house.
From Prague.
Yeah, Prague.
Pragowa? The Shishir
yeah, Leia just came back from Valkyrie Con, which is the only Wheel of Time convention in Europe.
I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't like. Wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't like the only Wheel of Time convention outside of the United States. Maybe they do one in Australia. I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure all the Australians come to WatCon.
Yeah.
It's all 5 of the Wheel of Time
All
fans
5
in
Aussie
Australia.
fans. They're good.
That's right. Now looking for the Gathering Madness as emotional support get together after that. Oh yeah. Okay.
We're talking
I'm
about...
actually really excited about tonight's topic.
Are you?
I am. Because we're getting ready for we're coming into spooky season, right? Spooky season. Things are dark and scary. And this subject is the dark and scary. Like, this guy is...
You know what?
Well, I gave some of it away.
You want to know something weird?
What is something weird?
So I looked up, this character that we're about to disclose who we're talking about. And I clicked on images. And the first suggested refinement to my search for the image is Bradley Cooper.
Is Bradley Cooper a hatchet-faced man? I don't think so.
If that's what hatchet-faced is, then I thought that it was an insult. It's clearly a compliment. I know what it is. It's because it's from the mycast.io.
Yeah, that's what I thought hatchet-faced was. It's usually a real sharp chin.
I mean, the man does have a sharp chin. What is hatchet?
That's what I just did. I just did hatchet-faced and typed in the image search.
Person with a thin, hard, and unpleasant face, or with a long, thin face and sharp features that look unfriendly. Oh, then that doesn't work for Bradley Cooper. He looks like a friend.
Right?
What goes in the image if I look up hatchet-faced? Oh, God. Demons. That's what comes up. Who's that one super corrupt wannabe Christian pastor that bought a private jet and got mad at the reporter for asking him why? Because it's a tube full of demons and he looks like a freaking demon.
He's the same guy that blew the wind of God at COVID-19.
Yeah.
What is his name? Dude, that's who I'm going to use in the thumbnail as the fan cast. I need to find who
Kenneth
this guy
Coleman,
is.
Televangelist Kenneth Coleman. That's who it is.
There it is. And I'm going to put a...
You're going to scare everybody by putting his picture up on the screen?
No. I'm going to put him in the thumbnail, but I'm going to make him have a goatee.
You're going to make Televangelist Kenneth Coleman fucking David
The fan
Hanlon
cast.
is who we're talking about. That's
it. That's it. That's it.
That's great.
That's him. That's him. I can't unsee it now. All right.
You can't?
For those of you who didn't catch it, we're doing a background breakdown on David Hanlon. Wait a minute, David Hanlon? Who the heck is that? And why is it in conjunction with spooky season? Well, you may know him better under another name. A name in which he was Captain of the Queen's Guard, Doylan Millar.
Oh, that's Egwene's baby daddy. Not Egwene.
Allegedly. Alleged baby daddy.
He's not around to dispute it. And he's on gone. We can't even do a DNA test.
Yeah, well,
What, you think just because you're telling me that you can walk through some glass columns where the savages live, and you can see the lineage down from her and him. That's really his kids. That's faked. That's faked. It's doctored evidence.
Fake news. Very sad. Maury, you're wrong. That DNA test is wrong.
Let's give him a couple days break. Somebody tried to
Oh yeah, that's
fucking
true.
toaster
Okay.
bath him like again just recently.
Again. Let's. Still though. No, so David Hanlon, he is a dark friend. This is where it gets into the dark and spooky. Also, the dude's a creep. As far as dark friends come, he's kind of the worst of the worst. Like, he's just bad. Like he's just a bad guy. This isn't and I swear to God, and I'm saying this right now, I swear under the light, if they give him the Leandrin treatment in the TV show Leandrin treatment, I'm gonna riot. I'm gonna be absolutely pissed. Even if he even makes it into the show, he might not even make it into
moderately
the show.
excusable for why they're such an asshole.
For why he's a terrible person, right? Yeah, Leandrin's the horrible person. We hate her so much. Yeah, but what if you didn't?
I mean, some people would argue that she's just extra cruel for keeping her son alive in that state. So.
Well, but my point is, there's a trend nowadays to have a villain in there and be like, oh, but he wasn't that bad because, look, he did it for a good reason. It's like, when did doing evil things for good reasons become a okay thing? When did that become okay? When did we as a society go, oh, you did something evil, but you did it for a good reason? Okay, I guess that's okay then. Like, what? When did that happen?
No comment.
No, this wasn't someone who did something like, okay.
No, I'm not talking
I'm
about
still on
Leandrin. I'm talking
Leandrin.
about it in general.
No, I'm still on Leandrin. I'm still on Leandrin, and I'm saying, like, she did something evil. Like, she led the girls, the Powerpuff Girls, ultimately to their doom. And we hated her for it in the book. Like, for years, we've hated this woman because of what she did, and because her actions continued throughout the rest of the books. For her lifespan in the books. And we've hated her this entire time. And then the TV show comes along and we get a different perspective on the character. And I'm like, okay, it was cool. Like, I get it. We're cool. Like, you're doing a thing, right? You want to like do a thing with it. But I'm like, okay, but she's still a villain.
I mean,
like,
so every person that does something sketchy or evil in the books that we wind up coming back around to love or enjoy the character, like Ingtar, characters like that, their backstory and reason why isn't like, oh, I just did bad things for this reason. It's always like, they've got my family captive. And the only way to release them is if I do this. Joke's on you, your family's already dead. Oh, what have I done? It's always shit like that. What made the
something like they were tricked into it.
Yeah, or like they did it and they weren't even necessarily aware of what they were doing in the way that they were aiding and abetting. But then you got like people like Leandrin, or characters like Leandrin, who are so hateable because they don't have a good reason behind what they're doing. There's not even like a relatable reason. Like, Leandrin's just like, I want power.
Yeah.
And so she doesn't stick with things. So, like, that's the only thing. Like, of course, we're massive book fans. We fell in love with the series through the books. We're gonna love the way the books were, and I always hold a special heart. And this is the different turning with the TV show. All of that aside, like, that's why I'm not a massive fan story-wise for how Leandrin is portrayed. Even Kate Fleetwood does an incredible job.
Oh yeah.
I just, I would just prefer that Leandrin is an evil asshole for the sake of being an evil asshole, rather than somebody desperately trying to help out a family member and being super humanized, only to turn around and now she's in so deep she can't escape. So,
Yeah.
Anyway,
This person is not that. David Hanlon is not that. David Hanlon cannot channel, right? Is just a bad guy. Just a bad guy. He's just a bad guy. He's super creepy, super nasty, and we don't like him.
Well, we only know one thing about like his history before the events we see in Kyrian, is that there was a girl named Catrell Mosanin, whatever. It was an ironmonger's daughter from Marone who accused Hanlon of impregnating her. To which he responded by killing her and then hiding her body in a well. Which, heinous and disgusting and horrible. But also, like, who thinks I need to hide a body? Let me put it in a well.
Oh, God.
Like, that's not even in, like, the top 10 best hiding places to store a body. Like,
it's not.
It's just fucking stupid.
It's bad. It's bad news.
So,
and you know what? It like just speaks to the evil of this man, because now what happens to the town well? It's corrupted. You can't drink out of it anymore. Like he literally potentially doomed an entire town just out of his pride. Guy's real nasty.
I mean, given the time frame this is all kind of happening in, where there's not really, like, especially in like a town like Marone, there's not like aqueducts. There's definitely not like plumbing and shit like that, where you're going and you're drawing from a well. I feel like a well is a place where shit's gonna get discovered pretty quick. Especially because there's gonna be shit like buzzards and stuff flying around. Unless he went through all the effort to like seal the well somehow, which I doubt. Like, there's no way.
Right.
Like, that was definitely do the deed, hide the body long enough for me to run away, and then run away. So, yeah.
Yeah. We do know that as the book is, taking place, as we get early on in the story, that Hanlon is a member of the Queen's Guard under Lord Gabriel, who we know to be Ravin. He is in the Queen's Guard when he begins reporting to Moghedien. So now we've got a dark friend who is so well positioned, like so highly ranked, that he's working with not one, but worked under two different Forsaken. If like this guy had a resume for Dark Friends, it would be an extremely impressive resume, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's working under Moghedien through the Ascension storyline, where Elaine is working to ascend to the Lion Throne. And he does that by trickery. He ends up placing himself at the right time, at the right place, heavy on the air quotes. And Elaine is attacked by 3 assassins, would-be assassins. And Hanlon jumps in, then going by the name of Doylan Millar, fends off the 3 assassins, kills them, and protects his lady queen. She then is so impressed by his act of heroism and bravery that she promotes him to captain of the Queen's Guard.
Yeah. But also keep in mind, like, by this point, Morghese has long since escaped Caemlyn.
Yeah.
And at this point, Ravine has been killed by Rand.
That's right. Yeah. Because that's why we have the
And that's how
Ascension storyline
Moghedien-
going.
And that's how Moghedien's able to come in and kind of take over the Dark Friends that are in Camelin.
Yes, to position herself within the within Andor, and start working from the shadows there, because as we know, Moghedien loves working from the shadows, softly from the shadows, as it were. We find out later that that Hanlon is under orders directly from Moghedien to become a confidant, or very close to Elaine Trakand. She wants a spy in Elaine's inner circle and gives him the task of earning that trust.
That's what Millie Skane wants.
What's that?
That's what Millie Skane wants him to do. Moghedien is giving orders to Millie Skane.
Oh, right.
And basically, Moghedien just told Hanlon, "You report to her."
Which, isn't he annoyed at? I feel like he's annoyed by that. He's like, "What?
Oh, yeah.
I don't take
They're all annoyed.
orders."
Anytime any of the Dark Friends are told, "Hey, you got to answer to somebody else," they're always like, "Oh, I'm so much better," and you're all shit.
Yeah. He does present an interesting little story insulation, though. Elaine, we have the Veins of Gold chapter where Elaine and Avienda and Min all bond Rand, which is kind of like their wedding ceremony. And then Elaine's like, "Hey, baby, let's get it on." They do. It's great. They have a great time. And Elaine comes away pregnant. And they have this kind of a panic moment, right? Because obviously she's not showing right at the beginning, but they have this kind of panic moment. They're like, "Crap, who do we say these babies belong to?" Because if they know that they belong to Rand, it will be wholly ungovernable. Like there's no way we can stop the number of assassination attempts, attacks. Mm-hmm. Like, people will go absolutely crazy to kill these babies. Well, we do have this new Captain of the Queen's Guard. And as we know, Andor has a rich history of the Queen and the Captain of the Queen's Guard being a bit of an item. And because Morghese and Gareth Bryn. Jeez, my brain is not working tonight.
Okay.
But Elaine's like, "Hey, that'll give me some legitimacy, and it'll protect the babies if we just, kind of accidentally let it be known that these are his babies." And that was kind of their plan. They allowed people to believe that he was the baby daddy.
Mm-hmm.
And he got real nasty with it too, though. Like, he figured out pretty quickly that that these were the rumors, and once he figured out that nobody was stopping the rumors, he started getting really I believe there's one time where he pinches Elaine's butt. I can't remember for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But he gets real nasty with it. He gets real blatant with it. And it's not brazen. That's a fantastic word. He does get real brazen with it. And Leia has posted in the chat that my brain is not working because I need to drink a wee bit more. And I agree. I do. I'm currently in the middle of sober September, and I'm supplanting with caffeine, and it just isn't hitting the same.
Shocking.
He who comes with wine asks, "Do you think he was at the Dark Friends social?" I'm going to say yes.
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think he's high enough rank, high enough importance to be there.
You think he earns that later on?
I don't think he earns it at all.
You think he's just right place at the right time?
Or when?
To become, to be working directly under, well, I guess he's working under Millie Skane, but he's only 2 removed from a Forsaken.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's just under like Millie Skane. I mean, it's not like we don't know that he's like the number 2 under Millie Skane.
No, that's a good point.
He's just under Millie Skane. Not saying he's not, but like I always got the impression that like Dark Friends socials are generally going to be for like the higher ranking Dark Friends and stuff like that. It wouldn't that someone like him who's just generally unsavory and isn't really doing a ton that would warrant a meeting. Like he's not necessarily bringing in a ton of intel that's dynamically useful to the cause.
Yeah.
It's only really useful to Millie Skane for what she's doing under Moghedian's orders and shit now. So I don't think he'd be there. He definitely could be. Because like Leia says, he is a very effective tool. But
He's such a tool.
But you don't pull out a chair for your drone at the meeting with command to discuss the research. Like the tool is there to be used, not to speak or interpret or give its thoughts. And that's the feeling I get about David, however you want to say his name. So, but that's just me. He definitely could have been there. I wasn't there, so I don't know. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I'm okay with that.
So he does want up falling out of Elaine's good graces because he leads a sortie out of Camelin against Elaine's orders to try to help save and bring in a group of Lord Lewin Norwell's men, which is successful, but Elaine and Birgitta are pissed at this because Lewin hadn't declared his support for Elaine yet, and they were trying to wait out and make him, declare support to get help. So then Hanlon is reprimanded in public for it, and of course, Hanlon is super pissed about this. So he's like, at this point, like he's already resolved. Like he's not like pinching her bottom anymore. He's not doing all this shit anymore. He's just fucking pissed and is like, I think from then on, every time he talks to Millie Skane about Elaine, he's pretty much just like, when can I fucking kill her? Like, can I kill her yet? Can I kill her yet? Because even like immediately,
he gets real nasty with it.
Yeah, because even immediately after his audience with Elaine, after all this, he goes to meet Millie Skane and just kills a guy, like just straight out like murders a dude that was. I mean, the dude was following him, but just wipes him out. Now this is where like part of the wiki is not entirely true, but not entirely wrong. Because when he gets there, he's talking with Phalion, however you want to say her name. And in his entry for like the wiki, it's like, hey, they've come to a truce to exchange information. But you look under Millie Skane, and it does the real story where Millie Skane gave Phalion to David Hanlon, be like under him. after she got done, because this is what this all happens in the same scene where Millie Skane just like murks Carradine, and then she tortures Falion. And then is like, okay, yeah, I'm bored. You're a broken tool. I'll give you to the sick creeper dude. But kind of surprising for the type of guy he is, but thankful for us as readers. He only ever exchanges information with Falion, at least that we see. I mean, he's not kind about it, but they do just kind of swap information, which is part of what also makes me think that he's a lot lower on the food chain than being right under Millie Skane. Because for him and Falion to kind of have some kind of kindred truce to share information, help each other out, kind of to me indicates that they're both just kind of lower down there than they would like to be, and that Millie's just kind of like, you're not worth really talking to. It doesn't scream second in command to me. But during this whole meeting is when Millie Skane orders him to free the captive Soldam in the palace and to go and burn Caemlyn's food warehouses.
Nasty business, that.
Yeah. He's also with the mercenary captains, which I think they hired mercenary captains in Caemlyn to bolster their forces against the rebels. Because I think that's something that Hanlon helped convince Birgitte and Elaine was a good idea. And of course, Birgitte was like, this isn't really a great idea. And Elaine's like, yeah, but I have like no soldiers to use if there's rebels.
Right.
Meanwhile, Hanlon's like building together these mercenaries using the Caemlyn royal coin coffers, all for the intent for them to serve under him, which really means to serve under Millie Skane, which really, really, really means to serve under Moghedien. Though none of these mercenary captains know it. But he very much thinks highly of himself. So he's there, or he's walking with the mercenary captains whenever they go to Elaine and demand they get paid more gold. And he's like trying to stay there and be a part of the conversation. And Elaine just looks at him and says, fucking go back to your job. And so he's embarrassed in front of the mercenary captains. He's now been embarrassed again. But by this point, Elaine is like definitely suspicious of Hanlon, and has been for a while. And that's when we found out that she had him followed by a fella named Samuel Hark, who
I love Samuel.
Was he was a cut purse in Andor or in Caemlyn. Like he would run around and fucking just take the fucking purses from people. He's the most skilled and successful cut purse, or one of the most skilled and successful cut purses in Caemlyn, as I knee the shit out of my desk. Over the last like 20 years. And he keeps all of the purses in a chest as trophies of his conquest. And then gets turned in by a rival. Rather than imprisoning him, Elaine is like, follow Doylan Millard, who, if of course, is who the name Hanlon's going by. And he winds up leading them all to effect the arrest on Millard / Hanlon. Yeah, I would just say like fragile ego, period. Because he doesn't like being put beneath anybody. It doesn't really matter who it is. It just happens to always be females that he's made to serve or dismissed by.
Yeah.
So I think he's definitely got some issues.
Yeah. I love Samuel Hark, and I would love to do a background breakdown on him, but I feel like there's just not a lot of information about him. He, like you said, he's a cut purse, but he's an exceptional cut purse. And when they when they arrest him, they catch him. I can't even remember how they catch him, but when they catch him, it's like some kind of stupid dumb luck, huh?
How they capture Hark?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just read it out. a rival turned him in. So another cut purse turned him in. And that's when they went and they found the chest full of his trophies.
Right.
And they're like, this guy's been fucking stealing people's shit for 20 years.
Yeah.
So that's how
I just
he's
mean
so
like,
good that basically to like stop the competition, a fucking rival was like, yeah, he's a thief and he's got a whole chest full of trophies.
I love that they not only when they go in there, they get his trophies and they're like, this style of coin purse hasn't been used in 20 years. This icon hasn't been popular in 10 years, but they also note like how neatly the strings were cut.
Mm-hmm.
Like homie is good at what he does. And I really love that aspect. And I really love it because like he's like the only one that could have followed Doyle and Miller. Because didn't they have at this point in time, Hanlon's had a handful of followers, a handful of tails, and he's killed them all.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
Elaine's been sending people after him, and he has been actively killing them because he's that good. Like he knows and can handle himself, and he's just that nasty.
I think that's part of like what finally makes Elaine so suspicious of Hanlon or Millar.
Yeah,
same person, and it like inspires her to use Hark because she like sees the talents, and it's also like if he gets killed, it's a cut purse that has been stealing for 20 years that kind of probably would have already like rotted in jail for the rest of his life anyway, rather than continuing to lose these quote unquote good men that they keep sending to try to follow. Because I think there's things that have happened in the palace that have indicated to Elaine and Brigida, because Brigida at this point is like in charge of Elaine's guard. That's like indicated to them that they have like a mole on the inside, like people that like someone showed up somewhere where Elaine was, and like they kind of do the whole like cloak and dagger thing, like from Too Fast Too Furious, whenever the freaking bad guy only tells the undercover DEA chick that like they're going to an airstrip. So whenever
yeah.
From the airstrip, they're like, oh, they mentioned the airstrip. Clearly, she's the lead.
Yep, there it is.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. We get to a point where Elaine goes down to. Well, there's a couple of There's a couple of Black Aja that break in to the palace to free, because isn't Chesmal Emery? She's held captive here, right?
Yeah.
At this point in time.
Yeah.
And then we got two Black Aja sisters that break in trying to save her. Elaine is on this kick where she's got a prophecy that says her babies will be born healthy and like running headlong into danger at every turn, and it's really dumb. But, it is what it is. And through a series of events, like Elaine's like barely making it out of the scrape, and Mellar shows up and stabs her. Like she's pregnant at this point in time, and stabs her and gets away. Like, she starts basically lashing out with the power. He snatches one of the Foxhead medallion copies.
Well, before that, he makes Chesmal heal Elaine.
Oh, that's right, because he was going to take her.
Yeah, and then Elaine
was like
fucking incinerates Chesmal.
Yeah. He was like, you're going to come with me, and I'm gonna do some really nasty things. He had not good plans for that, and it was bad. Like at one point in time, Elaine's like, haha, you can't kill me because I know my babies will be born. And he's like, who said anything about killing you? I'm definitely keeping you alive. And it was like, and he gets like this really nasty smile on his face, and it's creepy as hell. And it's actually probably one of the creepiest scenes in the book. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Like, there are scarier places, there are sadder places, but that one's extremely scary. It's very high up on the scary list, and it's creepy. And what makes it creepy is that Hanlon is enjoying himself. This isn't a fight to him. This isn't a struggle for survival. This isn't, anything other than fun for him. And he's like, I finally get to take this person with me and do what I want with them. And it's gross. It's real creepy. When it comes to bad guys, this is why he's the baddest of the bad guys. He ends up
very good indication.
killing.
It's like his second worst kind of thing that he does to Elaine.
Yeah. He ends up killing 2 people on his way out. He grabs a foxhead medallion. Elaine starts, ripping the ceiling down on everybody, causing collapses and cave-ins.
He kills the 2 Black Aja sisters that came in to rescue Chesmal.
Oh, is that who he kills?
Yeah, he stabs Tamail and then he slits Eldrith's throat. And
Okay.
like,
I wasn't
under
sure who he
orders.
killed.
Yeah, it's those 2. And he's like, I'm under orders. And then Elaine's like, fuck this ceiling.
Fuck your ceiling. You rich motherfucker. Buy a new one.
Why'd you start ripping down your own ceiling, Elaine? Because I'm rich, bitch.
I'm rich. I'm Elaine Trakand, bitch. Oh shit. No, but he ends up overall he ends up escaping with a foxhead medallion, and that's bad. Like, what if the forces of the shadow can copy ter'angreal? Is that something that's something that's unique to Elaine in the story, right?
She's the only one we see do it. It's implied that Aviendha has enough talent with figuring out Angreal that there's a good chance that she could do it if she wanted to. She just never applies. She's not interested in making Angreal. So, but I mean, I don't think that it's she's the only one we see do it, but I don't think it's because she is the only one that can do it. Like, that's the other thing that kind of is like a bit of like a hole in like the Forsaken. Like, if they looked around and saw that nobody knew how to make Angreal at all, why wouldn't you just start churning them bitches out?
This is okay. I have a whole episode on this that I want to do, and I put it on the list.
Anybody else, and they don't want to give any power to anybody else. But that's
I don't know.
Fucking dumb. Like, why didn't Ishii just start making Angreal that like ter'angreal that of all different kinds and shapes and sizes that when touched by anybody else that can channel, just dead. Like a magical.
I don't know, man. I don't know,
man. Are we worse than Ishii? Are we bad? Are we bad? Are we the bad guys?
Are we the baddies? Well, so we know that there's a key, right? You need a key to make an Angreal. We don't know what the process is for making ter'angreal other than Elaine figures it out and starts making ter'angreal. But yeah, no, that's an interesting that's a topic I want to dive into a lot. Oh God, the last battle is kind of where he gets his last hurrah, his last huzzah. he and a whole group of mercenaries ambush Elaine and Brigida and kill everybody. And Hanlon kills Brigida. Like, he manages to take her out, which again is tragic because she was a hero of the Horn. She was bound there by the One Power. At this point in time, we don't know if she's coming back or not. Like, this could be very, very bad. Aftermath of the ambush, things are going very, very poorly, and Hanlon comes over to Elaine. He is 158% done with her shit and wants nothing more than to see her suffer, and starts giving her an involuntary C-section and telling her all the horrible things he's going to do. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, like from the last encounter, he like ratchets it up and makes it worse. And it's so creepy. And Elaine is trying to channel at him and can't because he's got a Foxhead medallion copy.
Well, and she's also reeling from the death of her warder.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because whenever they show up to ambush, Melara kills Brigida.
Yeah. And so she's got that. She's dealing with that emotionally because she's got that same.
I think it switches
drawback.
At one point. Like, one of the times it switches to like Rand's POV. He it's mentioned that he becomes he's very concerned because he can feel that Elaine is freaking the F out.
Yeah. And it becomes yeah, it's an issue. It's an issue.
Yeah, and I think that was part of their plan. Is we can definitely, throw Elaine off. We'll just kill her warder, who we'll have to kill anyway, because she's going to try to defend Elaine anyway.
And that's part of the thing too, is if they can kill one of the women that Rand is bonded to, he'll go into the warder rage and lose the final battle because he won't be in possession of all his faculties. Yeah. Which is another reason why it's super not cool to bond someone against their will.
Well, they have so many options.
Just add
all they would have
to
to
the
do.
list.
All they would have to do. So we know that Moradin has already captured Alana and has her barely alive, waiting to
right.
She is scheduled to die at the opportune moment. It's not even he just has to stab her. She is scheduled. He's already figured it out to the point. He's looking at how fast Rand is bleeding and is whatever. I gotta just keep him busy until he bleeds out. He's gonna die in 30 minutes. So I'm gonna stem her loss of blood to where she bleeds out in 29 and a half minutes. And then at that point, then we could just turn him and we win. But then all they also have to do, because I don't think any of them know that he is bonded to Elaine, Avienda, and Men. None of the Shadow knows, I don't think, that they're bonded. He just knows that he cares about them a lot. They figured that out because it's hard, especially Men. But they have 4 chances to throw him into the warder rage, and they somehow fuck up every last one of them.
Well, they even after the ambush, they even have the mercenaries try to demoralize Elaine's troops by being haha, Elaine's dead.
Don't they hold up Brigida's head as if she was Elaine?
Yeah, they try to advertise that look,
or
Elaine
her
is
body
dead.
Over. Yeah, they slump her body over Elaine's horse or something.
Yeah. Either way, that was the goal. And then Hanlon's I'm keeping you for mine, and gets real creepy with it, gets real nasty with it. And the thing about this particular portion of the books is oh, it is so well written because there's so many things like this happening. Like you get a really good sense of the last battle as it's being fought because there are some desperate moments and there are some moments of extreme triumph. And this is one of those moments. But the thing is you don't get this in a story per se. You know, Elaine and Brigida are riding out, they get ambushed, and then it goes to something else, and you read another 4 or 5 chapters of something else. Then you come back, and Elaine and Brigida are, you know, Brigida's dead, and you know, gets killed, and Elaine is sobbing and gets tired, or tired, gets is dealing with that, and there's just all these things that happen and it flashes back and forth, and you could be chapters before you hear the resolution of these things. So in the back of your mind, as you're reading these other stories, Hanlon is, you know, grinning over the top of Elaine with a bloody knife, like cutting her open and like being nasty to her. And you're reading these stories and it's waiting time, chapter, page. You're like, what the hell? Someone please save her. And we've already seen key characters die. Nobody's safe at this point in the books.
Yeah, I think he's also like basically telling her like, this is for embarrassing me twice.
Yeah.
Like he's not even like, this is what the dark, you know, the great lord or whatever wants. It's not even what Moghedien wants. It's not any of this stuff. It's like, you fucking embarrassed me twice in front of people, so I'm gonna cut out your fucking children.
Yeah, like he's nasty. And what was and yeah, at this point in the story, nobody's safe. Like we see numerous people are ended at this point in time, and these are main characters we've really gotten to know at this point in the story. And so as you're reading, you're like, shoot, are we saying goodbye to Elaine right now? Is this, because that was the other thing they talk about, is that the pattern itself is unraveling. So does prophecy still hold? Is prophecy still valid right now if the pattern is itself unraveling? So we've got all these kinds of things, and eventually you get one of these ecstatically triumphant things as well, because somewhere in the middle, in the midst of this back and forth storyline switcheroo that be happening here, you get the Horn of Valir is blown. Right, Alver, the little G, blows the Horn of Valir, is saved by Jane Farstrider, who is now a hero of the Horn. It's glorious and beautiful. And in this same instance, you have Brigida showing up, killing Hanlon, and saving Elaine as like her last act as Elaine's warder, kind of a thing. And it was super cool. That was a great scene. I really, really loved it. And thus perished one of the most heinous motherfuckers in these books. Because, oh my God, that guy is nasty.
Oh, yeah.
He gives me the creeps just thinking about him.
So he didn't just kill Brigida. He stabbed her and then he cut off her head. He did behead Brigida.
Oh, yeah. No, he's one bad dude. And I was not sad to see. I cheered when Brigida ended him. I was happy about that.
That's part of what made him like such a good like villain in the story, was he wasn't a villain for anything even remotely close to a good reason, a human reason, or a relatable reason. Everything he did was just out of unhinged anger. Or just, you're in my way, I'll just kill you. Like,
or pride or ego or
Yeah, like it was one of those things where like, for the vast majority of people, killing someone is beyond a last resort. It's normally not even an option for like 98% of people, I'll say. I don't know. Probably less than that, but whatever. But even for the people that are willing to do that, it's still normally not their first choice. For David, it is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and last choice.
Oh yeah,
It's
he's
the
about
only
that
choice.
life.
Like,
He's about
it's not
that
a
life.
question of like, would he murder you? Will he murder you? It's just a thing of like, when can he get away with murdering?
When,
Because he doesn't want to get caught. Because he
when
wants to
can
be
he
able
put
to
it on his
continue
schedule?
murdering people. Yeah.
When
Like,
can I pencil
he's-
you into my schedule?
Yeah. He's the murder hobo that D&D DMs warn you about.
Oh yeah,
Because how many times does the D&D party wind up doing some heinous like shit that in the moment they were like trying to do this stuff and it doesn't seem that bad, and then like 5 sessions later they come back to the city and it's like, yeah, you dismembered all of our fucking our entire council and left them to rot in the sun. And you're like, oh yeah, that was probably bad, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh hey, on second thought, maybe
Yeah.
we shouldn't have. But that's the other thing with this guy. He doesn't have that maybe I shouldn't have. He's like, no, I'm good. No regrets.
Yeah, it's like, have you ever thought of, not killing people? And he's just like, what?
But why?
What are you talking about?
Why would I do that? Sounds lame.
He's like, why would you not whenever doing it is so easy? Like, and it fixes like literally everything. He would even argue that murder is so effective that it even fixed him as a problem for everybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's another good story for Brigida. How many people get to say they stood over their own corpse and
Dude, for real though.
and killed the person that killed them? That's a Call of Duty achievement when you drop a grenade and then kill an enemy after they kill you, and you get the From the Grave achievement. That's what you got. Brigida just earned the From the
Brigida.
Grave achievement.
Well earned, Brigida. Well earned. I don't know. As far as this goes, for kind of a last thoughts with Mr. Doylan Millar, David Hanlon, he's a creep. He's the creepest of creeps. And he was, you know what? It was a good thing when he died. I don't say that about too many people, but I say that about him. Man, that guy, he's just an example of, as you said, he's such a good villain. I feel like the best villains don't have these sort of boundaries, right? They're they're unhinged, and by unhinged I don't mean crazy. I just mean they've kind of got to this point where they say, "Yeah, the rules don't apply to me. I can do whatever the hell I want." And when people are like, "You can't do that," and he's like, "But I just did." Like, yes, I can. And they operate outside of these like cultural and societal norms of any kind of bearing at all. And he's just like, "Yeah, I just do whatever I want."
What?
And it makes
criminal
for
not following laws and orders and societal norms.
Yeah.
What a fucking wild concept.
It's just and he takes it a step further by kind of enjoying it or seeming to enjoy it. And it's just kind of like, ugh, not okay. But yeah, that's what I have to say about the creepiest of the creeps.
Yeah. No, I mean, I find it very this is going to sound really weird, but refreshing when you have a villain that is truly just a villain. When you come across like somebody who doesn't have any kind of like reservations, moral hangups or something.
Yeah.
Somebody that is wholly evil for the sake of essentially being evil because they enjoy it. And there's not like a line they won't cross. Like, for most people, there's like, women and children are off limits, or at least children are off limits. And fucking David is like, no, this knife is rated E for everyone of all ages. And as horrible as individuals like that absolutely are, like, there are people like that in our own history. There's people like that, I'm sure,
It's true.
walking around right freaking now.
Yep.
Even in more developed countries, or countries with more robust legal systems. So it's good that it was reflected in this, as much as a disgusting person as he is. So I think he's a really good dark friend, and is another good example as to why people that are evil can just be terrifying. Because he's like, Elida was bad just to be bad too, but you know, she had lines that even she didn't cross. But
Yeah.
he freaking
Well,
he fucking like did the Irish jig across every societal line he could. He was like, fuck
yeah,
'em.
he did. He really did. He was one nasty dude, man.
But that's all I have to say about that.
That's all I have to say about that. Love it.
Anyway, when you're listening to this on this coming Friday, which is the 20th of September, you have 5 days left to get your in-person tickets for Gathering Madness. It's going to be in Charleston from October 25th, 26th, and 27th. We're going to be doing some dope stuff. We're going to go and tour Harriet's Gardens right there in Charleston. We're going to get to tour Dr. Livingston's office and see the desk of Robert Jordan. We're going to have all kinds of food. We're going to have all kinds of drinks. There's going to be some axe throwing events. It's going to be really cool. There's more to come about that. Some of it might just be a surprise. We'll see. It's going to be a fantastic time. The venue's dope. It's got like 3 private pools, 3 different like section buildings. It's really cool. We're really proud of it. We're really excited for it. And we hope that you are able to come out and join us. If you can't make it in person, there are virtual tickets that you can get. Again, just go to our website, blacktowerpod.com. There's a big old sticker you can click right there for the Gathering Madness, or you can just go blacktowerpod.com/TGM and check it out there. The schedule's up there. If you want to submit a drink recipe for our Watt Tales Mixology contest, the submission form is listed there as well. So definitely go and do that, because we love trying a bunch of the submissions every year. It's always a really great, fun time. And for more updates and more information, pay attention to our Twitter or X or whatever the heck you want to call it.
Whatever
I
it
just
is.
censored myself from saying hell. And join our Discord, which you can all do from blacktowerpod.com. Again, if I can't say the names enough. Oh, and of course, Taste the Taint will be continuing on this year, as every year. We got to get to work on getting some hot sauces chosen or put together.
Correct.
So, but that's all I have to say about that. You can hear me ramble more late into the night at the Gathering Madness, assuming I'm able to stay awake, because I'm old now. So Josh stays awake better than I do. He's younger of spirit than I am, for sure.
That's
But
something. That is a word you just said.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I think, maybe, I don't know. It depends on the day. Anyway, what doesn't depend on the day is the fact that I am Andrew. Thank you so much for hanging out and listening to us rant and ramble about bad people that do bad things in really good books.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
I too am grateful for your patronage and for your listenage. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being awesome. And we hope that wherever you are, you're just a little bit more insane than you were when you first got here, because, you know, taint.
Taint no
Good.
party like a taint party.
Hot.
Because the taint don't
steamy,
stink.
Sticky.
Some of that sticky icky.